What is going on, guys? It is Lally2SX here, and this is episode 15 of my Master League Online series. As you can see, this is the first episode since the update, and when Konami updated the game, they reevaluated a lot of the players, and my team went over the amount of points I actually earned, because I think Chivi went up by at least double. I think he nearly went up by double, and I just signed Zabina before the actual update, and then his price went up as well, so I had to release him so I could basically recover the 350 points I needed to. So I released him and Akberg because I thought I needed to release Akberg so I could afford this guy, but I think releasing Zabina would have just about been enough, but it doesn't matter anyway because Akberg's not a key player for me. But I wanted to sign someone like Januzaj just to take off the pressure that I've put on Albin and Palladino to create all my chances down the middle. Now I've got someone who can play on both wings, and he's actually not that quick, but he's got a good first touch, good dribble and a good pass. So that's what I actually wanted from someone, just to be a bit more creative. He can play both wings and where Albin's actually playing in this match as well. But now we're going to the first match of this episode, and you'll see that I get off to a lucky start here. But you gotta remember one thing, I hadn't played this game at all in any of the offline modes. This was my first actual match since the update, and I hadn't actually played the game for about 2 weeks after the update. So I'm guessing most people that I've played Master League Online with around this time had actually already been playing it for a bit and probably got used to the update a bit more than me. But now you can see he actually does get the goal that he was threatening to get really quickly on. He doesn't actually waste much time in getting it back on level terms. But then I actually nearly gift him a goal here. I do well at first because he actually plays in Mvela. He tries the first touch around Lolo, but I actually anticipated that. But then I get myself into trouble by actually trying to pass my way out of defence. He tackles me in my own box, and then luckily for me, he misses the target and misses the near post. But this is as good as I got from Januzaj here. I couldn't really blame him here, especially when I know what I'm capable of getting from Januzaj now. It wasn't the fact that he wasn't playing well, it was just I wasn't really making good use of him there. So now at the start of the second half, I actually get off to a great start here with a nice little passing move. I actually thought Moore was offside at this point, and when I actually look back at the replay now, I actually see a player at the bottom of the screen keeping him onside. So I'm glad I actually played to the whistle, because normally I'd just probably blast it or just do anything daft at that point. And a great turn here gets Moore one-on-one, and somehow I knew the game wasn't really fixed when I saw this sort of stuff happen there. But he manages to get his shot away, but he misses the target, and then here he should have really got himself back on level terms. A free header with an empty net from just ahead of the penalty spot, but he misses the target. And then I play in Albin here, and I try to catch the keeper by surprise, but then he misses the target, and that is that. So it ends 2-1. And as you can see, these stats here, these seem to be like the theme of the episode. I'm not exactly comfortable in this match. I was a bit comfortable on the ball, I had a lot of the possession, but I wasn't really lethal on it, so I wasn't getting chance after chance. As you can see, I was probably being at my clinical best in this episode. But you'll also notice that as the matches go on, Januzaj starts playing better for me as well. He sets up a great chance here for Makakula that he should have really finished off. That was a lovely weighted pass from Januzaj, and this one's more not just to do with the weight of the pass, but the actual precision of it, just to get it in between them two defenders and avoid the first one. A lovely pass to Palladino and a great finish to make it 1-0. And then here I get a bit lucky with this goal, because it was a great save that I actually forced from the keeper there, but then Makakula's persistence and, you know, just sheer determination to get that ball actually ends up knocking it into the back of the net. And then my keeper almost gifts him a goal here, and he's so determined to gift him a goal that he actually ends up doing it later on in the match. But as you can see, these stats at half time, you can see I was really comfortable in the first half. I had 6 shots in the first half and he had 2, but in the second half it is role reversal. So not just in terms of comfort, but the actual terms on efforts and everything. So you'll notice that he has 6 shots alone in the second half, and I have 2 shots alone in the second half. So we end up both having 8 shots, but he has a host of chances, which on another day he could end up going probably, I'd say, 3 goals to the good easily. But in that sense, when he scores, I think my team does actually spark a reaction. So it's not like had he got 1 he would have suddenly got 2 and 3. I think my team would have really reacted, but you can see he should have got 1 a lot earlier than he did. But the one he actually does score, it really baffles me. I think my goalkeeper actually slows that ball down for this striker, so he makes sure the striker doesn't miss. And I was looking at this, and this is the second game since the update, and I was thinking, how have Konami actually patched this game up? I don't know what they've actually done. But now we're going to the last match of this episode, and I put Januzaj back in on the right, and he absolutely tortures this guy in this match. It's not that Januzaj was running the show for 90 minutes, it's just every time Januzaj got the ball, he started becoming a bit more panicky. He started getting frustrated with him because of the amount of times that Januzaj was actually messing him up. And you can see he's actually starting to become a lot more comfortable with his skills and dribbling there. So I'm actually showing you all the things that Januzaj did well in this match, and it'll show you why he got the treatment he did. But here he actually does have a few good chances at the start, and that would have been a great goal had he actually scored that one. I was really surprised to see the goalkeeper save that deflected shot, especially after what I'd just seen him do in the last match, right at the end of the last match anyway. But now you can see Januzaj goes on a brilliant run, and not just with tricks, with his ability to like slow down and then get going again, and then just his ability to beat a man by changing direction, and had he actually shot when I told him to shoot then I think he would have actually scored. But you can see here his ability to just avoid challenges and just become really elusive, and obviously he's not going to avoid challenges like every single challenge, especially ones where they just absolutely look to take him out there. But you can see he's actually really elusive and he's good at avoiding challenges. And then here I get taken out there, but I don't know how I didn't get the free kick. And then he gets a really soft free kick, but then just look at the left of your screen. What on earth have Konami done to fix this game? Because I've seen that error happen once before, and within the second game of playing it since the update, it happens again. So I'm thinking, what have Konami actually done yet? But then now we're going to the start of the second half, and I get off to a great start. So I win the ball off him, and I go on a lovely little quick counter attack. I get the ball to Minandinho, and I just decided to give the ball to Palladino because he was so starved of the ball in the first half. I thought, let him get his chance, and he actually takes it. So now I actually go and take the lead, and then he almost responds pretty quickly. But this time my goalkeeper makes a brilliant save. I don't know how he actually made that save, because the way he actually looks to parry it, you'd think it'd go like past the other far post, but he somehow tips it behind this post here. I don't know how, but he does it. I'm not really bothered, but I'm just glad he actually did. And then I go on a counter attack here, and Januzaj, I told you, he's really elusive, and he's actually got a good pass with both feet. Even though he's left footed, does a good pass with his right foot. He sets up Palladino, and Palladino makes it 2-0. Now I get myself into trouble by trying to play my way out of defence, and my goalkeeper doesn't really help this time, as he leaves basically an empty net. Because if you look where he was standing, he left the whole net exposed, so all he had to do was hit the target. And I told you, Januzaj was just messing this guy up. He didn't know how to approach Januzaj, so he was just taking him out any way he could. And then I killed the game off in added time, which sees Hologu put more through on a counter attack, which more smashes it into the back of the net and makes it 3-1. Now this is the only way he could actually stop Januzaj from actually hurting him any further. He had to basically get him stretchered off, and he actually went down to 10 men with no need to, because it was the last kick of the game. But that's the end of this episode, guys. And before I go, I just want to quickly ask you something, and I'd like for you guys to respond in the comment section. But what do you guys think of Januzaj? Not in the game, but in real life. If you've used him in the game, you can let me know what you think of him in the game as well. But I'm just keen to know what people think of Januzaj, and you got to remember, this is coming from a Liverpool fan. I think he's a brilliant player, and I think he will have to actually move away from Manchester United, especially under David Moyes, in probably about 4 years time. When he's about 22, I think if he really wants to hit the world class level, the world elite, I'm not sure if he'll actually ever get there, but I think he'll have to move away from David Moyes and go to a manager that's actually better at developing players. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you did enjoy this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys.